Welcome to the Crypto Nest. All right, so I'm going to give you a more bullish scenario that we could have here. And this is, well, we had a B, and this is the C now within this C wave. And so we do have a diagonal of a wave 1, we have a wave 2, another diagonal for the third wave. This was the fourth, and this could be just the A, the B, and now we're pushing higher. I put this scenario, but I'm not really convinced this is is going to work out. I really believe more on the version that this is the top of the fifth wave. In fact, I'm going to switch, and this is the scenario now. So once again, this would be 5 wave up, complete a bigger wave 1. We did the A. I believe now we kind of finish this B wave, and we should go lower to complete this C wave here. Now, ideally, we would reach this box here. You can see that we have DMA, I think that's the DMA 55, yeah. And this is DMA 21, and I think this one, if I put it on a weekly, yeah, if I put it on a weekly, you can see that it really acted as a resistance, and there are some people out there that they really scrub in and research the previous cycle, what price was doing, and I think I heard someone that was saying the previous cycle it went between 10 and 20% higher than the EMA or the SCMA 21 on the weekly chart, and that could bring price to 86,000. So 86,000 have a lot of indicators that they push for, not push, but orient as a possible and probable target. So we have a few indicators that point that way. Now, if this is a wave 1 and this is a wave 2, potentially, so once again, I'm going to put back this one here on the, not that one, here, on the daily. So on the weekly, it is acting possibly as a resistance, and on the daily, it could act as a support. So we shall see how it works out. DMA 200 is here. Let me double check here every time. Yeah, no, MA 55, sorry. Currently is about 72,000. So by the time we go there, it should be pretty much the same level and could act as also as a support. So even though ideally we would go here, we need to check honestly, because the first level that we need to check if price doesn't reverse already at that level is going to be pretty much 73k. So pay attention to that. And I think later I feel doing a video on because now I don't know, it's everybody's being positive. It's like the war is finished, but it's not, and someone says everything is fine, but then 2 days later or the day after, or say it says everything is fine on Friday when the market are closed, and then on Monday you realize that all information that comes is like, no, it's not all, we didn't agree on anything, no, still we're on. And yeah, so just playing with the markets. Is it shorting or something? I don't know. Anyway, there isn't much to say honestly, because like there is, I believe there is this thought now that everybody's saying the law is behind us. The hell it is. Well, I mean, they want to say that so that you start to buy. That's as clear as that, because for the moment we have a beautiful A, B, C for a wave A, and we have a possible A, B, and we don't have this C yet. So I mean, we didn't even got to 86,000. No, 0.5 fib retracement for a B wave. I mean, it's not too much to ask for this B wave. And then after that, oh yeah, my dears, fellows, we're going down. And this is going to be an A, a B, and a C as a classic one correction, like Bitcoin has always made. And so now all this thought about the law, it's behind us and it's here, it's not happening. We're still in a correction mode, I believe, strongly. Can we go to 44K? Sure, first we will go to 56, and perhaps after that, depending on the structure of the 5-wave down, we will see. It could be very possible that, you know, if we reach the 86,000 and then after that we do a 1-2, then we go and make a third, a fourth, and a fifth. And I know this sounds, you know, my friends will say I'm crazy, but, you know, 35,000 is still on the map. It can be really, really possible. And so what happened if the market convince you that here was the bottom and they, you know, sorry, they brainwash you to say, oh, you know, this was the low, this is a 1-2, and this is a nice accumulation level, and then we're going to skyrocket and go to 250. That's what they want. Sure, deplete, discourage all the retailers, and then when we reverse, because they will stop buying or reducing their buying, then you know, price is going to go against them, and they're going to sell a loss, and it's going to create a panic, and we call that kind of a bear market. Yeah, so I don't want to say that's manipulation, but that's a great strategy to push people to buy when it's not the time. And now I know there is this, I don't want to say fraud, but this is I don't know how to say it. I try to be the most fair I can. This is strategic, right? If they tell you, oh, you know, MicroStrategy, oh, by the way, MicroStrategy, yeah, where was it? I think, yeah. So MicroStrategy acquired 34,164 Bitcoin for approximately 2.54 billions, according on 20 April 2026. So now he has 815,061 BTC. I think he's the third most, is the company that has the most Bitcoin. And I think yesterday I heard something that he has more than IBIT Bitcoin. By IBIT, the ETF. Now, Tom Lee, I think last week he bought for $100,000 of Ethereum. And you know, these guys, especially this one, is really focusing on the low is behind us, and this is time to buy. He wants to have 1 million of Ethereum. So this is the theory. When you have so much shares to buy, so much Ethereum, and you know, strategy, you know, strategy doesn't talk about bull market or bear market. It just buy and that's it. And then the only thing it says is like, it doesn't matter what's the price today, because he is convinced that Bitcoin is going to get to 1 million. So, you know, keep saying buying Bitcoin at 76,000 or 55,000 doesn't really matter if it goes to 1 million and then 6 millions. So for him, it doesn't care. And these guys have money, have shitload of money. They don't care. For them, this is just paper. But imagine if you want to buy, I don't know, another 200,000 Bitcoin, and I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of Ethereum Tommy Lee has to buy to reach his million. So I know they're pretty close, but So imagine if they buy all of it here, the price is going to skyrocket, or something's going to happen, and then after that everybody's going to take profits, and then it's going to go lower. And I think just the liquidity, it's impossible, you know. And I think they were saying last week the liquidity was the lowest since 2019 or 2017, I don't remember. I think they were saying about 3.1% liquidity, or even 2.1, I don't remember exactly, of all exchange in Bitcoin liquidity. I mean, even if you have the money and you want to buy it now, there aren't enough Bitcoin to buy out there. So this is why they are forced to buy continuously every week. You know, 2,000 here, 4,000 there, 100,000 here for Ethereum. And this is why I continue to say that you know, but you know, people on YouTube news, they say, you know, oh yeah, no, it's this is the, you know, watch what the whales are doing, and they're buying now. Yeah, but they buy all the time because they have no choice. They cannot buy $200,000 one shot. There's simply no Bitcoin in circulation to do that. So, and also you don't want to, if you know that you cannot buy 200,000 Bitcoin one shot, right? Why would you try to push the price higher? Because even though they do OTC, over the counter transaction, but at a certain point, if there are no liquidity, the price is going to go over or higher, right? So that you want to accumulate, but you don't want to disturb the price. You don't want to make the price surge, and this is why they do you know, a weekly or bi-weekly purchase, and they don't care what's the price because they are there for the long run. So now we need to stop believing what people are saying, especially nowadays. You know, you have AI that says shit all the time. They make, you know, it looks like it's a human. Maybe it's not even a human. You know, question yourself about me. Am I even a human? I think so, but you know, yeah, I mean, nowadays it's crazy. Everything we hear, we need to double question: is that true? What's the angle to say that? And yeah, my angle is like, don't go all in now because we're going to go lower. Is it 100% possibility that we go lower? Yeah, I don't know, but probability are very high because the structure doesn't seem finished. And so this is what I'm saying. It would be almost impossible, or it would, no, I don't want to say impossible. It would be a first that Bitcoin only did a correction of 52%. Let's go on the daily and check what was the latest correction. So once again, I am convinced that this was the top. Okay, so this is a less worst case scenario. Actually, let me recycle this little fellow here. So the first leg, which I called the wave A, we had a correction of 55, almost 56%. If I calculate this here, we're having a 76% drop. And then, you know, some people they say this was the peak. You know, I'm very open. So now we're having 77 and 0.6%. So you can see that I don't believe that now Bitcoin only made a 52% correction. Yeah, I don't think so. We're not there, my friends. There is some price action to the low side ahead of us. So now I believe this is time to wait a little bit. I am short-term bullish, and if we can reach the 86,000, 87, I will start selling. Also, let's remember, you know, B-Wave can overshoot. That would be my dream scenario, and making a slightly higher high, it would be amazing. Under 30,000 would be crazy amazing. Under 55, that would be unrealistic, but I'm like, oh, would be very, very good. Now, but I will still wait. I will still perhaps expect another pullback. So because this would be just an A, overshooting wave B, and a C. And yeah, for sure, you know, this is going to have an incidence on the C wave height. So the higher we go, the less we're going to go down. And no, this depends how you see it. This honestly, the next correction that we're having, this is going to be our lifetime opportunity. After that, forget about it, because we can all, I'm not saying you should do that, take a credit line, an equity line, a remortgage, and try to buy, I don't know, 1 Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin at when it's 44 or $56,000. Because let's remember that, you know, if everything goes well, the next target should be around, for the next cycle, should be around, you know, let's say higher than 200, maybe 250, 240. Can we go even higher because everybody's switching to crypto? Sure. And why do I believe that we are going to go lower? Well, my friends, I think they're setting for the clarity structure mid-May now. But if it, what happens if it doesn't pass? Because no, the banks are stalling. Wouldn't it be crazy if about mid-May or third week of May, there is no agreement, it doesn't pass, the banks are stalling big time, and we realize that, you know, we are going to miss time to make it pass in front of the president to sign before the election in November. And then that's done. This is going to be the last kick, instigator that could push or initiate that trend down. And this is why now, if we want to reach a higher level, 86,000, we need to speed up here, make it a second wave, and then a third, a fourth, and a fifth. And this would be amazing. Let's see if we can get that. All right, so this is 17 minutes, but I do believe that now is the time to be calm, be cautious, not switching full bull right away, because, you know, it just wouldn't make sense anyway, for me, in my opinion, that the correction, it's already behind us. For me, it's a bullshit. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and have a good day. Bye.